Hello world, Bob here. Where do you find me today? Well, let me give you a brief description. You drive to the most furthest outpost of the British Empire, that being Barrow-in-Furness. You keep going, you cross the little bit of the estuary there. You find yourself on Walney Island, and then you turn left and you keep going to the back of beyond. Once you reach the back of beyond, you take a straight on and you keep going a bit further. And eventually, once the road gives out and turns into sort of lumpy concrete, find yourself at South Walney Nature Reserve, which is where I am now. I'm walking around the red route today, and that's sort of inland of the island. None of it's very wide here anyway. And this is the channel behind me between the mainland and Walney. Somewhere back there, can I see it? Is it in that image now? No, it's back there. So somewhere back there it is. There. That's Peel Castle. That's Peel Island. That's one of those places which is strangely still has some medieval sort of laws. There's a king of Peel, and you can sometimes drive there when the tide's very low. Anyway, I'll speak to you more in a minute. So it's, you hear the lapwings? I'm wondering if they've got a nest here somewhere. They seem a bit bothered. I am walking on the footpath, and I just point out. Anyway, where are they? Very squeaky. You probably can't hear them because I've got my microphone on. Anyway, it's something like the 2nd of May. Something like that. Beautiful day, sunshine, light cloud, not nearly as hot as it was yesterday. So I'm going to keep walking because I've only got my shirt on, and although I'm plenty warm enough, if I stand still for too long, I won't be. But South Walney, back and beyond really, spit of land that sort of wraps itself around the very southernmost tip of Cumbria. And out today. I need to stretch some muscles out today. Did a bit of gardening yesterday, bit of Land Rover fettling, pulled my back a bit. So today's about rehabilitating myself. Got my jaunty hat on. I think this hat the wind must always be blowing the same way when I'm wearing this hat. But how are we? Funny week. Yeah. Went to the doctors for some blood tests yesterday. And the usual sort of, you have to wait 2 weeks. If you don't hear anything, probably a good thing. And got a text message first thing this morning saying there's a message for you. And I just went, oh shit, no. Oh my God, what's wrong? Anyway, they were just after some feedback. But the swines, no idea what trouble they're going to cause. I'm just going to stop them because they're coming to hide. Doesn't seem to be anybody hiding in the hide, so we'll go and have a look. Where's the latch on this gate? Am I being stupid? Oh, gravity operated. There we go. Let's have a see. What can we see? Stuff. Back out. I am what could probably best be described as a proto-bird watcher. In the last few years I've been volunteering for a couple of bird charities. Fill my time and to do something that feels worthwhile, so I've been trying to learn a bit. But most of the volunteering I do has nothing to do with the actual birds, so there we go. I rely on an app called Merlin that listens to the tweety noises and has an AI guess at what's going on to tell you. Yeah, so hello little birdies. There's a patch of bramble down here. It's a very loud patch of brambles. I think it's possessed. Yeah, so on the whole this week I've been okay. I've had some quite nice relaxed days. I've got plenty of things done. Nice to feel accomplished. Went out for a fantastic walk on around Lancashire on Wednesday. I want to say Wednesday morning before the gas man came. Amazing. It was a beautiful day. But by the time I walked for a while and then came down through some woodland through a park, and I was high as a kite on nothing. I hadn't even had my breakfast by now. I was high as a kite on nothing but the morning cup of coffee. I was running, ladies and gentlemen, running through the woods in time to the music I was playing to myself. It was fabulous. Absolutely amazing. Whew. So, I don't know if you can see it, but up there at the moment somewhere, can you hear it? Skylark. And this field is full of swallows. There are swallows, I think. Definitely early spring / summer / whatever I'm talking about. So here we are on the sort of southeasterly edge of Walney. These are old defensive emplacements here. World War II vintage. Gun mounts presumably. Because this was certainly a definite target. That's the Atlantic Ocean out there. Top of the Irish Sea, depending on how you want to look at it. More of those giant bits of concrete sitting there. All the modern windmills. But you come around this way, and it's a bit hazy today, but you might be able to see just, where are we? Just over there somewhere is Blackpool Tower. So if you've got Blackpool not far down there, I can see with my eyes. I can see the tower, I can see a roller coaster to the right of it. So to the right of all of that, we've got Liverpool, ultimately. One of the biggest ports in England. That was an incredibly important place. And as you come round to the left here, the island curves away to the left. You've got the hills of the Pennines and the lakes building up there. You've then got, go around that end, not far from here, a mile or so from here, and you're on the entrance to Barrow Harbour, centre of shipbuilding, even back then, important places. So we have coastal defences. Nowadays, it's got the sea. We've got some, that boat out there, if you can see it, is, could zoom in a bit. Shall I zoom in a bit? Let's try zooming in a bit. That boat there, that looks to be one of the windmill support boats. And then around here, past that buoy, nope, that could be one of the ferries going to the Isle of Man, or I don't know where else do they go. Do they go to Ireland from here, possibly? Yeah, see, I know nothing, I just make it all up. There's another boat type thing. We can come across a better view of windmills. We have a lot of windmills here now. I quite like them, some people don't. What they are, it's probably not clear enough for a good enough picture today, is proof positive that the world is round, because you can see the bottoms of them stepping away over the horizon. Further away they get, which is brilliant. On with the walk. I've mentioned before that South Cumbria can appear to be a strangely pagan sort of place. Well, Christmas is over. What did you do to upset the natives, eh? There he is. It is I'm just going to drop this bottle in a minute now. Got my juice. Yeah, funny place around here. It's probably true everywhere in the UK, but yeah, you don't have to go far down. I think I've said it before, and there's some fairly pagan stuff still goes on around here. Offerings in trees and yes, all sorts. Such fun. Oh, nice day to be out. Just trying to relax my neck, relax my shoulders. Watching the birdies. I would show you all the birds, but you know, the camera's not up to that. But they are out there. Butterflies as well, like flutter by down there. And I heard a gazelle over there. There's some elephants back there. Yeah, it's a good day for wildlife spotting. Wonder if we can find any seals. Right, I'm going to try the old gratitude and appreciation exercise out here now. So 3 things of each. 3 things that I'm grateful for, 3 things that I appreciate about myself. So, what am I grateful for today? I am grateful for, because one just flew past me, I'm grateful for bumblebees. I love bumblebees. I think they're brilliant things. They go around the garden like a bumblebee. I'm trying to style the garden at home to get as many bumblebees as we can. Well, and other bees, but you know, encourage the bumblebees. Yeah. What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my wife and my options that we have. We're in a position to make some choices about what we do with our lives, that we are able to decide to radically change the way we're living, to give up the big money job and just try and appreciate life and love and the world. And we are, I'm really grateful that we are able to do that. Gratitude. What else am I grateful for? I mean, grateful for living where I live. You know, I don't live here. I live half an hour's drive away from here, but I live in this part of the world. You know, and I live in a beautiful part of the UK. And the UK is a beautiful part of the world. And as far as we know at the moment, the world is the most beautiful planet there is. Let's be grateful for that. Yeah, so what else am I grateful for? Grateful for my children, actually. One of them just come back from university, the youngest one. And he's very practically minded. He did a year of blacksmithing before he went off to study computer programming. And he's back. And I'm really grateful for the way he's grown up. I've really enjoyed his company in the last few days, and I've enjoyed his help. Particularly enjoyed his help putting the oil pan back under a Land Rover engine. I'm not sure I could have done it on my own. Yeah. So that's 3 things I'm grateful for. 3 things I appreciate about myself, and I don't see any problem with repeating things I've said before. I appreciate that I've now got to the point where I can analyse my own thinking, at least to a degree. So I appreciate being able to whether it's here or somewhere else, but I appreciate being able to stop and say, what is going in your head at the moment? Why have you got that tight pent-up feeling in your chest? Or what is it about this activity that's given you this sudden wash of joyful adrenaline, or whatever it is? So I appreciate that. I appreciate my relatively recently found strength of body to come out on these walks and just romp around the countryside. Just walk. I mean, I'm not in the long distance walking category of, I'd struggle to do 20 miles or something, but 10 miles, 15 miles, I'll come out. And it's magnificent. And I can just keep going. And I can do that day after day now. That's fabulous. Oh, I don't know if you can see them back there. The Lake District hills in the background. Yeah, they're just clearing up a bit. I think the mist must be just burning off a bit now. Yeah. So, a last thing that I appreciate about myself. It's going to be a strange one, this, but actually I appreciate knowing that I have this problem between C6 and C7. And that might sound odd, but the fact that I now know that there is a sort of biomechanical issue in there means that I've given myself permission now to look after it, to take care of it. Because I know there is actually something wrong. It's not just lack of exercise or sitting badly or imagination. So actually it's a strange thing to appreciate, but I do appreciate knowing what that comes from. So there we go. Yeah, actually, strangely enough, talking about that wash of emotion, it's not quite glee, but yeah, feel better having talked about that. So I'm going to carry on walking for a bit and look at the driftwood. You know that law of inevitability that says that exciting things will happen when the camera's not on. From over that way to over that way, big flock of, actually two flocks, one after the other, of possibly oyster catchers, something like that. Just came over the top of that dune, over the top of my head, over the top of the other dune. First thing I knew, I heard the huge noise of air and wings. Very, very good. I wish you'd seen it. Well, following that path along there, but look, here's an arrow, and it points up there to a bench. Who am I to look a gift bench in the mouth? Ta-da! Now this bit isn't nature reserve, that is, I remember looking it up on a notice board the last time down there. Let's zoom in a bit. It's a fishery of some sort. I think it might be mussels or something like that. Sort of seed beds for mussels or oysters or something. Start off here and then get shipped off somewhere else. I'll tell you when I see the sign. But if we swing round there, there's the castle again. There's one of those ships heading into Barrow. So that's where the end of the island is. Not far. And I would show you the lighthouse, but I've managed to position myself so it's right behind that lump there. Going for a handful of nuts, I think. been walking around the nature reserve's red route. I've been going anti-clockwise because I'm that way up today. And now at the very end of it, there's a little spur sticks out to the last of the hides, which I think is where you might stand a chance of seeing the seals, or the best chance. I'm going down there, but some even better flowers down here to show you. We've got more of those little pansies or whatever they are. But over here it's just beautiful. Look at these lot. That's not bad, is it? Pretty little things. Oh, there's a sea of them over there. Hang on. I don't know, maybe as a viewer, if you've seen one of these flowers, you've seen them all, but look at that. See, just so many tiny, beautiful little flowers. You can see the yellow ones. I bet the blue ones are there as well, but the yellow ones really stand out. Gosh, that's gorgeous. So it's definitely worth another sweeping panorama from here. So we'll start out there in the Irish Sea with the windmills, and we'll swing round past Blackpool. Here we go, and we start to see the Pennines. That's coming round. There's the end of Walney. You can see the water all the way around. That's the last hide. We've got Heysham in the distance, that big building on the far side, if you can see it. That's the nuclear power station. Start swinging around that way. We can see the flat top of Ingleborough Hill over in Yorkshire. And we come round further. We're starting to get some navigation markers there for the entrance to the Barrow Port. Look at the sky, fantastic. Round we come. There's the Lake District Fells in the distance. There's Peel Castle again. Keep going round. Get round, we've got Barrow in Furness. There's the lighthouse. That hill in the far distance, that's Blackcomb. All the way down there. I keep coming round. And there's the bulk of Walney along behind us. I'm going to keep this quiet in here because there are people just outside. See what we can see. Hope the microphone's picking up. Look at all the binoculars and bigger. Yeah, we get binocular sounds now because it's microphone. I can see a man in a small boat. Very small boat. Oh, I can see seals. Too far away, I can't show you, but oh, a load of them. Big and fat, lying on the beach. Stretching tails into the air. Might be more jetty or something. I think there's a seal in the water. I can see a head sticking out. It's really energetic teenage seals. That's me back off that little spur at the bottom, back on the main path. Oh, a couple of little butterflies dancing around there. Where have they gone? Away. Oh, they were very quickly gone. Tiny little reddy brown things. Pretty. Anyway, back on this main path. A bit more industrial around here, or possibly military, like a lot of these places are. going past the lighthouse buildings there. Used to know somebody who lived in one of those. Can't remember who. I can't. Idea they sort of were regretting it. Oh, now there is a butterfly. Is it going to stay still? Can we see the butterfly? Tiny thing, red wings, black down the middle, black spots on its wings. Pretty. Yeah, so if I lived in that, actually the lighthouse still works, but otherwise what a fabulous place that would be for a reading chair. You'd have to have a comfy chair, a coffee pot machine, probably a big pair of binoculars on a tripod as well, just in case something interesting happens. Yeah, that's on my things I need in life list now. A lighthouse. I don't suppose you'll be able to hear it, but there's a load of eider ducks out there. I knew there were eider ducks without even looking, because to me they are the Frankie Howard perpetually surprised duck. This time of year they're all out there going, oh, oh, they're going, oh. So just at the moment it looks a bit like I'm walking along the edge of a sort of blasted heath. But give it a few hours and that will be the sea. This is edge of Morecambe Bay, and the tide comes in a long, long way. So it obviously spends enough time dry for the, you can see the grass is trying to get a toehold out there. But I suspect it gets wet most times now, by the looks of it. The last time I was here, this was all water and full of seals as well. This is a lovely hide coming up here. Sorry if it's wobbly vision, it's a very rough track this. If there's nobody in there, I'll give you a look inside, but it's really nicely fitted out. Lots of displays from local schools and things that have been found, and some sort of comfy chairs and a table. Last time I was here was in the winter. It was quite cold. Wife was with me, and we sat in there in comfy chairs and shared a flask of coffee. It was really delightful, rather lovely. And also, as we get round here, you'll start to see more and more old industrial and military stuff. Don't know what it was. All these concrete aprons out here, and the great big concrete pillars over there. New fences. Shiny. Have a look. Couldn't see any heads as we got here. Somebody's hiding in there. I would be. Peggy Braithwaite Hyde. Britain's only woman's principal lighthouse keeper, born on Peel Island. She operated the Walney Light as principal from 1975. And it's mine, all mine. Ooh. Comfy chair, hat off. Oh, need to work with some flaps. Not bad. Well, I dare say you've had enough of me wittering today, and I'm about to turn left onto the last leg back down towards the visitor centre. So I better wrap this video up now. This is South Walney Nature Reserve. run by the Cumbria Wildlife Trust. Look them up, come and visit. Fabulous place. Windy and wild. It's an eider duck low flying. Like and subscribe. Makes an oldish man happy. And I will wish you light and joy and love and happiness. Until the next time. Bob out. Well, there you go. Quick postscript and an answer to the what are they breeding in here? Oysters. Oysters is the answer. There you go. Oyster farm.